Run your tongue along the roof of your mouth. Does it feel like a broad, shallow dome? Or does it feel like a high, narrow cathedral arch? Now run your tongue along your teeth. Are they crowded? Do they overlap? Did you spend 2 years of your adolescence with metal wires glued to your enamel to force them into a straight line? And finally, the most painful question. Do you have your wisdom teeth? Or were they surgically cut out of your skull because your doctor told you there wasn't enough room for them to exist? If you are like 90% of modern people, your mouth is a construction site that ran out of money halfway through the project. Your jaw is physically smaller, narrower, and more recessed than the jaw of your great-great-grandfather. This is not normal. And it is certainly not evolution. Evolution does not work this fast. Evolution takes tens of thousands of years to make minor adjustments. This structural collapse happened in 3 generations. If you dig up a skull from a medieval cemetery in Europe, or a pre-industrial grave in Africa, Asia, or the Americas, you will find something that shocks modern orthodontists. You will find a wide U-shaped dental arch. You will find teeth that are perfectly straight, edge to edge. And almost invariably, you will find 32 fully emerged teeth, including wisdom teeth that fit comfortably in the back of the jaw with room to spare. The medieval peasant didn't have braces. He didn't have retainers. He didn't have palatal expanders. He didn't have a water flosser. Yet he had a facial structure that we would consider model tier today. Strong jawline, broad cheekbones, straight teeth. Today, we face an epidemic of what scientists call craniofacial dystrophy. It's a fancy way of saying our faces are melting. We accept crooked teeth as a genetic bad luck of the draw. We accept sleep apnea as a normal part of aging. We accept that our children need thousands of dollars of orthodontic surgery just to function. But this isn't genetics. It is an environmental disaster. It is caused by a nutritional collapse that starved your bones of the concrete they needed to grow, and a soft food culture that removed the labor required to build the foundation. We didn't just forget how to eat. We forgot how to chew. Before we go deeper, drop a comment below. I want to know the stats. Did you have your wisdom teeth pulled? Did you have braces? Or are you one of the rare few who kept all 32 teeth? Tell me your story, because what you are about to learn will make you realize that the pain you went through wasn't bad genes. It was the result of a dietary crime committed against you when you were a toddler. Today, we are going deep. We are going to look at Wolff's Law, the history of orthotropics, the lost Activator X that directs calcium, and the physiological disaster of mouth breathing. By the end, you will understand why the medieval peasant looked different than us, and how you can stop your face from melting further. Section 1. The physics of the skull. To understand why your face shrunk, you have to understand that your skull is not a single solid rock. It is a puzzle made of distinct bony plates connected by sutures. These sutures are not fused when you are born. They remain flexible to allow for growth. The maxilla, your upper jaw, is the centerpiece of your face. It holds your upper teeth, it forms your cheekbones, and critically, it forms the floor of your nasal cavity. The maxilla is designed to grow in 3 dimensions. It should grow up, it should grow out, and it should grow wide. But bones do not grow automatically. They follow a biological rule known as Wolff's Law. Wolff's Law states that bone in a healthy person or animal will adapt to the loads under which it is placed. Think of a tennis player. The arm they use to swing the racket has significantly denser, thicker bones than their other arm. Why? Because the mechanical stress of hitting the ball sends a signal to the osteoblasts, the cells that build bone. That signal says, "We are under attack. Reinforce this area. Make it bigger. Make it stronger." Conversely, if you go to space and float in 0 gravity, your bones dissolve. The osteoclasts, the cells that break down bone, take over. The body says, no stress, no bone needed. The jaw is no different. It requires mechanical load to reach its genetic potential. The medieval diet was a CrossFit workout for the face. The bread we talked about in our previous deep dives wasn't the soft, fluffy white foam you buy at the supermarket. It was dense, heavy, crusty sourdough rye, or barley bread. It required serious force to tear and chew. The meat wasn't tenderized pink slime or nuggets. It was game meat, mutton, or tough cuts of beef that required vigorous grinding. Vegetables were often raw or fibrous roots. From the moment a medieval child was weaned, they were gnawing on hard crusts and bones. This mechanical stress sent a constant, high-volume signal to the maxilla and the mandible. It said, "We need a bigger foundation to handle this work." So the sutures expanded. The jaw grew wide. It grew forward. It created a massive landing strip for every tooth that was programmed to emerge. Now, look at the modern infant. We wean them onto puffs that dissolve on the tongue with zero pressure. We feed them pureed sludge from plastic pouches so they don't even have to use a spoon, let alone their jaw muscles. We give them crustless white bread that turns to paste the moment it touches saliva. We feed them pasta. We feed them burgers that are so soft you could eat them without teeth. We have removed the mechanical load. We are raising children in a zero-gravity environment for their jaws. Without that stress signal, the osteoblasts go dormant. The bone says, "I don't need to be big. I don't need to be strong." So it stays narrow. It stays recessed. It fails to grow forward. Then, around age 6 or 7, the permanent teeth try to come in. These teeth are genetically programmed to fit a size 10 medieval jaw. But you have built a size 7 modern jaw. It is a simple math problem. You have too much furniture and a room that is too small. The teeth have nowhere to go. They crash into each other. They twist. They overlap. They erupt high in the gums. And the modern orthodontist looks at this and says, "Oh, you have too many teeth. Let's pull some out." This is insanity. You don't have too many teeth. You have too little jaw. Section 2. The lost scaffold, the tongue. But chewing is only the dynamic stress. There is also a static stress that determines the shape of your face. The tongue. This brings us to the controversial but critical field of orthotropics, pioneered by Dr. John Mew and his son, Mike Mew. They argue, and the anthropological evidence supports them, that the tongue is nature's retainer. The tongue is a powerful muscle. In a correctly developed human, the tongue should rest entirely on the roof of the mouth, the palate, when the face is at rest. It pushes up and out. This constant, gentle pressure acts as a scaffold for the maxilla. It holds the dental arch wide, preventing it from collapsing inward. In the medieval era, this happened naturally. Why? Because medieval people breathed through their noses. This is the critical link. The roof of your mouth is the floor of your nose. If you have a wide palate, you have a wide nasal airway. Air flows freely. You keep your mouth closed. Your tongue stays on the roof. The cycle of good growth reinforces itself. But today, we have an epidemic of mouth breathing. It starts with the diet. The inflammatory foods we discussed, modern wheat, industrial dairy, seed oils, cause chronic inflammation in the adenoids and tonsils. Modern children are chronically congested. They cannot breathe through their noses, so they open their mouths to breathe. When the mouth opens, the tongue must drop to the floor of the mouth to clear the airway. The moment the tongue drops, the scaffold is gone. The muscles of the cheeks, which are tight, push inward on the upper teeth. Without the tongue pushing out to counteract them, the dental arch collapses. It narrows into a V shape instead of a U shape. As the arch narrows, the nasal airway above it gets pinched even tighter. Breathing becomes harder. The child opens their mouth even wider. It is a doom loop. The face begins to grow vertically instead of horizontally. This is called long face syndrome. Recessed chin, tired eyes, narrow nose, gummy smile. The medieval peasant didn't suffer from this because his environment didn't force him to disengage his own biological retainer. Section 3. The foreman is missing. Vitamin K2. But let's assume you chew hard food and you keep your mouth closed. You still need the raw materials to build the bone. This brings us back to the legendary work of Dr. Weston A. Price. In the 1930s, Price was a dentist who saw this collapse happening in real time. He traveled the globe to find people who still had straight teeth. He found them in the Swiss Alps, the Scottish Hebrides, the Amazon, and the African interior. He analyzed their food, and he found a specific chemical pattern. The diets of people with perfect broad jaws had 10 times the amount of fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin A, vitamin D, and a mysterious nutrient he called Activator X. For decades, science didn't know what Activator X was. Today, we are 99% sure it is vitamin K2, specifically the MK4 form. Here is the biochemistry that your doctor probably didn't explain. Bone is not just chalk, it is a living matrix. To build it, your body produces a protein called osteocalcin. But osteocalcin is produced in an inactive state. It is useless. It cannot bind calcium. To work, it must be carboxylated. The only thing that activates osteocalcin is vitamin K2. Think of your body as a construction site. Calcium is the bricks. Vitamin D is the truck that brings the bricks to the site. But a vitamin K2 is the foreman. The foreman tells the bricks where to go. If you have calcium and vitamin D, but no K2, the foreman, the bricks get dumped in the wrong place. They don't go into the bones and teeth. They get dumped in your arteries, plaque, or your kidneys, stones. This is the calcium paradox. Modern people have calcified arteries and brittle bones, and small jaws at the same time. Medieval food was dripping in K2. It is found in the fat of animals that eat green grass. The medieval peasant ate butter from cows grazing on spring pastures. He ate organ meats, liver, kidney, heart. He ate goose fat and lard. He ate fermented cheeses like Gouda and Brie, which contain bacterial forms of K2. He had the foreman, so his body could take the calcium and build a skull like a tank. We have removed the foreman. We demonized animal fats. We switched to margarine and vegetable oils, which have zero K2. We moved cows into feedlots and fed them corn, which stops them from producing K2. We are starving our bones of the signaling molecule they need to harden, so we have soft bones, no mechanical stress, and no tongue posture. Is it any wonder the face is melting? Section 4. The consequence, suffocation. The vanity of crooked teeth is the least of your problems. The real crisis is the airway. Remember, a narrow jaw equals a narrow airway. Because our faces have not grown forward, our airways are physically smaller than those of our ancestors. This is the root cause of the modern epidemic of sleep apnea. When you lie down to sleep, your jaw relaxes. If your jaw is recessed, set back, your tongue has nowhere to go but back into your throat. It blocks the pipe. You stop breathing. You choke. Your brain panics and wakes you up. This happens hundreds of times a night. You wake up exhausted. Your cortisol is spiked. Your heart is stressed. Medieval people likely did not snore the way we do. Their airways were wide, open pipes. Their tongues had plenty of room. And look at our children. We are diagnosing millions of kids with ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. But look at the symptoms of sleep deprivation in children. Hyperactivity, lack of focus, irritability. Are these kids biologically broken? Or are they just choking in their sleep because their faces didn't grow? Some studies suggest that rapid palatal expansion, physically widening the jaw, can cure ADHD symptoms in children by simply allowing them to sleep. And then there is the wisdom tooth scam. The industry tells you these teeth are vestigial, that they are mistakes of evolution. Think about that. Why would evolution keep producing a body part in 100% of the population if it was a mistake? They are not mistakes. They are the victims of a housing crisis. In a medieval skull, there is a distinct gap behind the wisdom tooth. It fits comfortably. It is a functional grinding tooth, essential for chewing that tough diet. When we extract them, we are admitting defeat. We are amputating a healthy organ because we failed to build the chassis required to hold it. It is a failure of development, not a failure of genetics. Section 5. The Intelligent Rebellion. The solution. So, is it too late? If you are an adult, your sutures are fused. You cannot chew your way to a completely new skull structure in your 30s, although some adults have seen minor expansion with dedicated orthotropics. But you can stop the regression, and for your children, you can change their destiny. This is the protocol for reclaiming the human face. Step 1. The mechanical load. You must reintroduce the gym for the jaw. If you have kids, stop the pouches. Stop the puffs. When they are old enough to eat, they are old enough to gnaw. Give them meat on the bone. Give them dense sourdough crusts. Give them raw carrots and celery. Do not cut their food into tiny, effortless bites. Let them tear. Let them grind. You are not being mean. You are being an architect. For adults, since we can't easily change our entire diet to tough venison, we need artificial stressors. Mastic gum. This is a resin from the mastic tree in Greece. It has been chewed for thousands of years. It is 10 times tougher than regular gum. Chewing this for 20 to 30 minutes a day provides the mechanical signal your masseter muscles are screaming for. It stimulates blood flow and bone density maintenance. Step 2. The foreman, K2. You need to reintroduce Activator X. We talked about this in the fats video, and this is where it all connects. You need high-quality grass-fed animal fats, grass-fed butter, ghee, duck liver, hard-aged cheeses like Gouda. If you cannot source these, you must supplement with vitamin K2, MK4 or MK7. You need to signal the calcium to go to the bone, not the artery. Step 3. The scaffold. Mewing. It has a silly name on the internet, but the principle is medically sound. You must become conscious of your oral posture. Close your mouth. Teeth lightly touching or slightly apart. Tongue fully on the roof of the mouth. Not just the tip, but the back third of the tongue as well. Breathe through your nose. If you are a mouth breather, you must fix the congestion. Tape your mouth at night. Yes, mouth, tape. It sounds crazy, but using a small piece of medical tape to keep your lips sealed at night forces nasal breathing. It increases nitric oxide uptake, improves sleep quality, and prevents the tongue from dropping back into the throat. If you catch your child mouth breathing while watching an iPad, correct them. Gently, close their lips. You are saving them from a lifetime of sleep apnea and thousands of dollars in orthodontic work. Step 4. Question the extraction. If an orthodontist tells you your child needs teeth pulled to make room, get a second opinion. Look for an airway-focused orthodontist or an orthotropist. Look for professionals who use expanders to widen the jaw rather than retractors to pull teeth out. The goal should be to build the house to fit the furniture, not to burn the furniture to fit the house. The medieval skull is not an anomaly. It is the blueprint. It is what a human being looks like when they live in alignment with the laws of physics and biology. We traded that robust, functional beauty for the convenience of soft bread and industrial paste. We traded it for foods of commerce, and we paid for it with crowded teeth, weak chins, and a population that is slowly suffocating in its sleep. The melting face is not inevitable. It is a choice. Every time you choose a chewy steak over a soft burger, every time you choose a crusty heel of bread over a soft slice, every time you tape your mouth before bed, you are fighting back. You are reclaiming the face you were meant to have. What is your experience with modern dentistry? Did you have teeth pulled? Do you suffer from sleep apnea? Let me know in the comments. And subscribe if you want more forgotten wisdom that the modern world is trying to erase.